Good evening, everyone. Memorial Day weekend out here at Smartinvillle Raceway. We're doing 100 laps tonight. Going to be the Pure Stocks and Dirt Modifieds, both doing 50 lappers, so this should be a pretty fun event. We're going to start things off with the Pure Stocks, and right now in the Pure Stock division, your points leader is Urantia Jewel, the massive 328-point total there. We'll go with that word. I was doing so well, too. In second, F-Red Coolhoven with 298, 294 for Candy Tomorrow in third. She is tied with Kaz Freshy. And rounding out the top five is Mishi Rossini with 290. From there on down in sixth is myself, and then Falk Rao in seventh with 288 and 282 respectively. 252 for Kibo Monroe in eighth. Hemi Lover Sock sits ninth with 210 and 176 for Bill Podalo, rounding out the top 10. From there on down, it's Falconer, Lycan, Foxtail, and Radical, 48, 36, 34, and 34. So let's take a look at your lineup before we get started out here. As you know, these starts are based on the point standings and inverted on that order depending on who shows up. So, out front for the Sleepy Bunch, number 18 in the Chevy Monte Carlo, it's Zaria Falconer. Just outside of her, Bosselman Travel Center sponsoring the Lead Paw Motorsports entry number 71, Kibo Monroe. Back to row number 2 for Local Dog Racing, the DWRL.net Chevy Corvair of Falk Rao. Outside of him, in the Nova, the number 88 Kendrick Engines, DWRL.net of Cato Kendrick. Back a row from there, number 22, the Normal Machine for Local Dog Racing, it's Kaz Freshy. Outside of his Thunderbird, you're going to find the Camaro, number 14, Redline Racing's Candy Tomorrow. Back to the final row, another Camaro, number 2, FK Autosports, the SS Galaxy Machine of Fred Coolhoven. And just outside of him, another Camaro, number 107 for 2 Raw, it's Urantia Jewel, your points leader. 8 cars, 50 laps at Smartinvillle Raceway. This is their first time racing here, so it should be pretty exciting. 10 seconds out from green. Bit of a smaller field today, but certainly it should still prove to be exciting. This track has a lot of position, or a lot of spots where you can gain position here. So we head down towards turn 1. Falconer into the inside barrier, and I forgot to mention those are a little tough. They'll bite you here. So Rao in the 6th comes out to the lead. 88 Kendrick subbing for me tonight, working down to the inside. They're 4 wide here as Falk Rao leads lap 1. He's got a good head of speed up on the outside, and Coolhoven goes into the inside wall. We're still 4 wide. Now 3 wide, here comes the 71 Monroe, and Rao is clean and green down into turn number 3. Monroe tags the inside. Kendrick trying to find a way around the outside. Tomorrow down to the inside here, lap 2 of 50 complete. And there is a huge pack here behind Falk Rao. They're 2, 3 wide back there. They settle down a little bit as Tomorrow tries to take the inside line. Here comes Kendrick up the inside. Kaz Freshy trying to find a way to get his nose in there. And Monroe back down to the inside. Kendrick all the way up on the outside here. You see how they make it work here as Candy Tomorrow swings up to the outside of him. She tried to take it 3 wide there, but Kendrick shakes out in second. And now that battling's going on behind him. Monroe tries to dive under Kendrick, hits the inside barrier there, and he's going to drop all the way back into 5th. It allows Candy Tomorrow the 3rd spot, but Kaz Freshy's all over her, and he gets tagged by Monroe. Both of them go into the inside, and the 2 of F-Red Coolhoven's pulling up the outside with a push from the 18 of Falconer. So you got 3 very fast cars out front and a big gaggle of cars at the rear. So Rao and Kendrick and Tomorrow all single file out front. And then Kaz Freshy has finally gotten the 4th spot away from F-Red Coolhoven. Coolhoven tries the outside. They get together a little bit. They're 3 wide behind him. Still watching Freshy here as he works into turn 3. F-Red Coolhoven quarter panels him. Both going to the inside. Coolhoven's around and collects Falconer. Both cars still stopped. And Coolhoven just now gets rolling. So we got about a little bit over half a lap spread here between 1st and 7th. But it looks like we're going to be seeing some lap traffic very early on in this race. Definitely not what we expected to see. Falconer on the attack underneath Monroe. As things start to heat up out front. It's Rao, then Kendrick, then Tomorrow. Those 3 drivers getting a little bit closer as time goes on and as they approach lapped traffic. Loped traffic, we'll go with that. Kendrick takes a shot down to the inside. Turn number 3, lap 9. Holding strong on the outside is Rao. Corvair and Nova side by side at the line. And Kendrick takes the lead there. Rao trying to work his way back around as Candy Tomorrow sneaks up on them. Kaz Freshie right now in fourth. Looks to be the fastest car on the track. Very slowly reeling in that battle up in front of him. And that battle is approaching another battle. That's Kibo Monroe trying to get around Zaria Falconer. Efred Koolhoven's gotten around both of them. That is the battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th. So these top three drivers are going to have to find a way around those bottom three drivers in pretty short order here. As you can see, Monroe swinging back around Falconer once again. So move Monroe up to 7th, Falconer down to 8th. Here come your leaders, and both of those two wreck into the inside. They collect Kato Kendrick. Rao goes way up to the outside, dodges all the trouble. And they're still racing for position right in front of him. Monroe goes way wide. Kendrick gives a push to the 18 Falconer. She takes 7th, and he's trying to put a lap on her. Here comes Rao. And together go the 18 and 88. Rao's going to sneak through that hole, looks like. Again, they get together. And here comes Rao up there in 2nd to put a lap on her as well. Now Tomorrow trying to do the same. She shoves the 71 of Monroe in there. He would not get out of the way, so she managed to get around him. Falconer sitting there right in front of her. She's got to find a way around her as well. Normally, these two ladies are doing battle for the lead, but one of them's in 3rd and one of them's in 7th after a really nasty wreck over in turn number 3 early in the event. Monroe gets into the side of Tomorrow. Don't know what he's doing racing the leaders, but looks like he backed out of it after that. All this has allowed Kaz Freshie to start to reel these guys in even more, though. He was racing with the Urantia Jewel, and Jewel has just kind of lost the pace there. Right now, Kaz Freshie is 5 seconds off the lead, and Monroe goes around and collects him. It's like I jinxed him. So Monroe continues off the inside wall there, but he's got a lot of work to do now, as does Kaz Freshie, who was definitely reeling those guys in. Freshie is now 6.9 seconds behind. He was only 5. So there's your leader, Kato Kendrick. Lap 19. We're coming up on halfway here. Falk Rouse at 2nd to him. Candy Tomorrow in 3rd. Sorry, Falconer holding back in 7th there is the next car you'll see. Then Kaz Freshie and Urantia Jewel battling for 4th. Then the 8th place car of Monroe. And then number 2, Efred Koolhoven. He is currently sitting in 6th. So we're kind of spread out all over the track in all sorts of funny positions. The closest 3 cars are the top 3 at the moment, other than that battle for 4th, which is really starting to heat up. You'll see them coming off turn number 4. Jewel to the inside, can't get it done at the moment. Freshie holding on. So right now, at this point in the race is where the drivers are really going to start settling in. They got pretty rowdy there those first few laps while they were finding their pace, but now that we're around midway in the race, you'll probably see them settle down until around lap 40 when you start seeing some real bold moves there. Even though Urantia Jewel is all over the back of Kaz Freshie, he's not done anything too drastic yet. I think he knows there's quite a long ways left to go in this race. So those two are at the stripe here. That's lap 23 going away for them. Off into turn 1, Jewel takes a shot to the inside, smacks that yellow barrier, and Kaz Freshie gets away with the spot. Now they are about half a lap down from the battle for 2nd, which is coming off turn number 2 right now. That's Candy Tomorrow to the inside of Rao. She singles back out with him. Coming off of turn number 4, she goes back down to the inside again. Rao's got some good speed on the outside, pulls clear of her. Kendrick coming up on lap traffic up ahead. And Tomorrow and Rao kind of settling in right now. Not too many bold moves there like I was talking about with Jewel and Freshie earlier. Drivers really just kind of finding their pace at the moment in this long Pure Stock event. Longest of the year, as a matter of fact. Tomorrow's trying the outside. Ducks down to the inside. And at the stripe, Rao pulls ahead again into turn number 1. Both cars going a little bit wide, but Tomorrow's able to keep it down on the inside there. These two are losing a little bit of time to Kendrick, but Kendrick's got some 2 wide heavy lap traffic up ahead. That is 71 Monroe and 2 Koolhoven, both bouncing off each other there as Urantia Jewel takes 4th from Kaz Freshie. So now Tomorrow holds 2nd. Rao right in her tire tracks there. And there goes Kato Kendrick into the inside barrier. He was holding on to it pretty well right now, or Right until then, I should say, as Koolhoven finds the barrier, 71 Monroe wisely gets out of the way of the leaders, except for Candy, apparently, who he tags coming off of turn number 4, and then he tags the wall and takes Rao with him, so he's all over the track like a pinball right now. Looks like he's pulled it back in, though. Lap 30 going away for your lead lap cars. Kendrick behind the number 2, Koolhoven, then the 14 of Candy Chamorro and the 6 of Rao. That's first, second, and third, trying to get around that number 2. Koolhoven yields, giving the outside to the leader, but almost runs him into turn 3 there. Chamorro goes down to the inside. She is almost right up on Cato's back bumper now as they cross the stripe. Going to be 18 laps to go here, so if she can run him down, we could have ourselves a race for the lead before the end, and she is really rocking it right now down the backstretch. Koolhoven gives way to her, and Falk Rao goes down to the inside underneath Koolhoven, who seems to have missed the memo about getting out of the way there coming out of turn number 4, but now as we enter turn number 1 off turn number 2, oh, Rao gets the inside barrier, so he has fallen back just a little ways right now, so things spread out, and that battle for 4th heating up once again. Urantia Jewel has had it for quite a while. Kaz Freshy's run him down again. Ooh, really should not jinx people like that. It was getting exciting. It may get exciting again, but Kaz Freshy's definitely got some time to make up now on Urantia Jewel after tagging the barrier there in turn number 3. Chamorro trying to run down your leader, Kendrick. Those two drivers running very equal times right now, just about 6 car lengths apart as they enter turn number 3. Chamorro running a much lower line, less conservative than Kendrick's. Kendrick right now trying to keep the car hot for the end of the race, as it were. Down the back chute we go, coming up on heavy traffic. Monroe, Falconer, Freshy also in that pack, as well as Urantia Jewel. Those are all the next cars the leader's going to approach. Jewel, pretty much the only car right now in clean air, other than your leader, who won't be for much longer. He's going to be catching that lap traffic before the end of the race for sure. Coming up on 10 laps to go now. Candy Chamorro still slowly reeling him in. Of course, catching him is one thing, passing him is another. Had to cut myself off there. Zaria Falconer got in the barrier there on the inside of turn number 3. That's allowed Cato Kendrick to get up there and put a lap on her. He's 3 wide between her and Monroe. Somehow makes it fit. Now Candy Chamorro has to find a way through as well. So she ducks down to the inside, following Falconer there. Monroe bounces off the outside wall and collects her. As they head into 1, she gets under Falconer and tags the barrier. She had a good shot almost at Cato Kendrick there. It looked like she was going to pull an inside line. Couldn't quite get that done. So now she tucks it back in. 9 laps left to go for her and Cato Kendrick out front. Falk Rao sits 3rd, kind of all by himself there behind the lap car of F. Ray Koolhoven. And in 4th is Urantia Jewel and the 22, Kaz Freshy, trying to reel him in. Those two getting ready to go a lap down here to your leader, Cato Kendrick. So Kendrick gaps Chamorro a bit more. It's more of a 12-car distance between them at the stripe, it looks like, as they cross. 15-1 out of Kendrick. Identical lap time out of Candy Chamorro. She is exactly 2 seconds down on him. So a pair of 15-117s out of those two drivers as they come off the corner again. Kaz Freshy was the fastest car on the track that lap. 14-8 out of Kendrick. 14-6 out of Candy Chamorro that time by. She whittles it down again. And those two that time were the fastest cars on the track. 14-8. Kendrick slowing it down a little bit. 14-9 out of Chamorro. So she was not quite as fast as him that lap as we have 5 left to go. Heavy traffic for your 3rd place car, Falk Rao. He's trying to get up underneath Monroe in the 71 there as he holds on to 3rd. Monroe looks like he's going to give way. So that's another lap car between Rao and the 107 of Jewel. 6, Rao now has to work around the 18 of Falconer as your two leaders flash by the stripe again. The distance between them, 1.7 seconds. Monroe collects the inside wall, and Urantia Jewel. Jewel continues. 2 laps to go. 88 Kendrick still leading it. 14 Chamorro trying to run him down. 1.9 seconds between the two of them with 2 laps to go here. Monroe collects Freshy. Not quite sure what happened there, but it looks like he let Freshy go after that. White flag out for Cato Kendrick. 1.7 seconds between him and Candy Chamorro. Monroe right in front of him. Don't know if he's going to yield. And into turn 3 comes Cato Kendrick. Off turn 4, Checkers already in the air. 14 Tomorrow took a big dive but couldn't do it. Cato Kendrick comes away with the Checkers in pure stock. Candy Tomorrow comes home second. And for third, it's going to be Falk Rao. Fourth is Urantia Jewel there, and Kaz Freshy comes home fifth. I do believe last car on the lead lap. 1 lap down in 6th, F. Fred Koolhoven. 2 laps down 7th, Sorry Falcon are having a very off night. And Kibo Monroe rounds out the field 4 laps down in 8th. So that's going to be it for Pure Stocks on this Memorial Day weekend. We'll be back with the Dirt Modified 50-lap feature.